larger crowd.
Donald Trump joins us now live on the phone. Good morning.
Good morning. I hear they're being inundated, so they're looking for a larger site. So we can't tell you where it is now, but they're looking. Thousands of people want to come because the country is just being ripped off by illegal immigration. I mean, what's happening to us is we're like a bunch of very, very stupid people having to do with our leaders, and they need help. And so what happened is we were going to do a little event, and we were going to have something, and now thousands and thousands of people want to be there. So that's my honor. I mean, we got to send a signal to these politicians.
Okay, so let me ask you, Mr. Trump. Can I call you Mr. Trump or Donald?
You can call me anything you want, including Donald.
Okay, just don't call you late for supper, I guess. When your comments about the illegal immigrants that are coming over the border, and as you know, this is ground zero for illegal immigration. You don't really think they're all bad people, do you?
No, and when you read my statement, you have to understand, this was my initial statement, and when I announced that I was running for president. And as soon as I made that statement, people were giving me rave reviews, great speech, and that lasted for a week. A week later, people said, oh, well, wait a minute. And then they start cutting up sentences and everything else. What I'm saying is that the Mexican government is sending, and I've said this, it's so clear, because frankly, I'd love to apologize, but there's nothing to apologize for. The Mexican government is sending a lot of bad people. They're sending people that have records, people that are criminals, people that are involved with drugs, people that are involved with a lot of bad things. And they're sending them over, and we're taking them because we have stupid leadership. We have terrible leaders. So we're taking all of these bad dudes, and you saw it in San Francisco. This guy was sent back 5 times, and they keep pushing him back. That's what I'm saying. The Mexican people I love, the spirit of the Mexican people I love. You know, I employ many Mexican people. I've employed thousands and thousands over the years. I know them so well. They have unbelievable spirit. I have and they love me. And in fact, I say that I'll win the Latino vote. When I run, I will say that I will, because the facts will come out. But what happens is people take the statement and they take it in little pieces. What I'm saying is the Mexican government, if you study it and you look, the Mexican government is sending over people that have been big problems for them, criminals, drug dealers, etc. Now, doesn't it make sense for them to do that? They say, why should we? They're smart. Just like they're beating us on trade, just like they're beating us on the border. They're smart to do it because they say, why should we take care of these guys when we'll send them over to the United States and those stupid leaders in the United States will take care of them? So our prisons are loaded up. Our hospitals are loaded up. And we're not talking about wonderful people that come over to live and to make a living and to, you know, the American dream. We're talking about people that Mexico does not want because they're criminals and they're bad people. So that's what, and you know what?
Yes.
It never gets out there the right way. But if you read my speech, that's what I said.
Well, you know, there are many Mexican people that I know are people of Mexican descent who are descendants of those who came over the border who are Republicans. And you, of course, want to hold the Republicans and win their vote as well, do you not?
Yeah, absolutely. And honestly, I have tremendous support from everybody. I mean, I used to see I'm leading in the polls because people understand my message and they understand that I'm right. Number one, we need a border. And number two, I love the Hispanics. I have such a great relationship with the Mexican people, with everybody. But it has to be through a legal process. And I will tell you this, many Hispanics who I'm friends with, I mean, hey, they buy apartments from me. They work with me. They work for me. I deal with them all the time. They're great people. But many of these people called me over the last 2 weeks that you're right. They don't want people coming illegally.
Right.
I'm talking about Hispanic people. They don't want people coming illegally. And by the way, it's not only Hispanic, it's not only Mexican, it's from all over South America, and it's from the Middle East. You know, you have people coming in from the Middle East because that's the easiest point to come in from.
And the Arizona-Mexico border is among the poorest border here in the United States, as you probably know.
Well, that's why they choose that one. So you have potentially terrorists coming in. You have people coming in that shouldn't be coming in.
We wanted to ask our audience to ask questions.
We obviously have gotten a slew of questions from our Facebook audience, people that support you and people that perhaps don't. But one question that we want to go ahead and get out there is somebody asked about jobs. What are you going to do to bring jobs back to Arizona? We've been hit hard with the recession.
You've been killed with jobs. And by the way, many of those jobs are in Mexico right now because Mexico has better negotiators than us and they have smarter leadership than us. And I respect Mexico. I have great respect for Mexico. I'm not blaming Mexico. I'm blaming Obama and I'm blaming our leaders because we have leaders that don't know what they're doing and we have weak negotiators. Look at Ford. They're building a $2.5 billion plant in Mexico. How does that help us? They're going to make cars and trucks and parts and send them right through the border. Probably have illegals drive them through. Why not? But they're going to build this plant in Mexico, massive plant. Why aren't they building it in Phoenix? Why aren't they building it in some place that's in this country? So what I'm saying is that we have tremendous potential for jobs. I'll take them from Mexico. I'll take them from China. I'll take them from Japan. I'll take them from Vietnam, where that's the new thing, and people are going over to Vietnam like crazy. One of the reasons that China does so well with us is because they devalue their currency brilliantly, and we don't know what we're doing.
So
I would be the greatest jobs president that God ever created.
What
that
would
I
you
could
do
tell you.
specifically to create more jobs? Lower corporate taxes to make make it easier for companies to expand, because companies are not spending a lot of money on capital improvements these days.
Well, they can't, because they're given so much incentive to go across the border, to go to Mexico and build. They're given all of this incentive. And in the United States, we're giving nothing. You have to create incentives. But we have to take our jobs back from China and all these other places all over the world that are stealing our jobs. They're stealing. And it's sort of interesting when you say that you have people that are for me and people against. The only people against me are the people that haven't heard me speak, because it's hard to be against me. It's really hard. All I'm saying is make America great again. We need jobs. We have to bring our jobs back. You know, when you hear about a 5.5% unemployment, that's not the rate. The rate's 20, 21, 22%.
We do know that, You know, and it's no doubt that people don't want to hear you speak, because the numbers prove it, and people are waiting, thousands, to hear you speak on Saturday.
Well, I look forward. By the way, I love Arizona. I love it, but I love Phoenix. I've been there so many times. I have so many friends there, and I look forward to being there. I think it's going to be pretty wild.
One quick question, though. You know, you are in the top 2 or top 3 Republican candidates in the polls. You, Jeb Bush, and maybe Ben Carson. How would you be a better president than, say, Jeb Bush or Ben Carson?
Yeah, I guess as of last night, it's called top 1, so we'll see. Okay. And that's because the message is resonating. Because I'm a negotiator. I will make great trade deals. I'll make great trade deals with China. I'll take back a lot of our jobs from China, which is just basically just ripping us. I will make deals with every... You know, right now we're like a whipping post. We're like a dumb whipping post because we have nobody representing us that knows what they're doing. So all of our wealth is being taken away. Look at Japan. They send us millions of cars, and then we have to pay them interest. They buy our bonds, and we pay interest. So, in other words, they give us all of these cars. We buy all these cars, and then we owe them money. Think of it. They sell all these cars in, and we owe them money. And what we send to Japan is nothing. And I always say, when was the last time you saw a Chevrolet in Tokyo? Not too many.
Not too many. Well, there's a lot of work to do to fix this country, no doubt about that.
A lot of work, but it starts with trade. We have to make great trade deals because we have to take back our jobs.
Okay. Well, you'll keep us informed as to where you're going to be on Saturday, right?
I will, and it's going to be a wild place. I think you just have to follow the people.
Okay, we will do that. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Take care.
We'll be right back.